Hello everyone, Bashar here. So I wanted to do a short crafting guide in Path of Exile 2. The crafting options are quite limited compared to Path of Exile 1. So what is this on your screen? What are you looking at right now? This is a site called Craft of Exile. It is very useful. That's why I want to show it to you in case you didn't know. And I also wanted to show you how to utilize it. So you go here, right? And by default the games that's selected is Path of Exile 1. You click on the Path of Exile 2 button here and we have the Path of Exile 2 stuff appear here. So why is this useful? So for example guys, the most famous is +5 lightning skills wands, right? That's the most popular thing. So what is our chances of crafting them, right? You might have seen or maybe even sold normal quality attuned or siphoning wands to others, right? So what do they do with it, right? I was curious about that for a while, but I didn't have the currency, so I didn't dare, use currency. So I was selling them at like 10 to 15 exalted a piece. I would say, well, like 20 of those, I would sell them for a divine or something close to divine or whatever it is, right? But what is the chances of arriving at the desired result? Because the thing is, guys, I did deal in ritual tablets for a while, and at that point, at that point, Bashar Josh realized he screwed up, the meme. So I was trying to get the reroll tablets, right? Those are valuable. So in case you don't know, there is a special tablet suffix, special ritual tablet suffix that allows you to reroll one additional time, and those are pretty expensive. So I thought, why do I not buy ritual tablets and go for those, right? I soon found out it was no easy feat, because even though there are like 9 or 10 suffixes allowed on ritual tablets, you do not get it anything close to 1/10 of the time, right? They are far more rare. And that at that point I realized that there were weights. I kind of knew, but that was an empirical proof for me. So thing is, guys, you can't be looking at the number of suffixes and divide the number of suffixes that you want by the number of total suffixes and get what you want. Nope, that's not going to work. That's not how it is, right? That's the thing, right? That's why I'm doing this video. So for example, guys, let's say there are 35, or let's say for simplicity 40 suffixes, and there is a then 0.25 chance that you hit +5 lightning. Nope, that's not how it works. There are weights, and this is the site that we can find the weights of the prefixes and suffixes at, right? That's why I'm showing you guys this. So it has some sort of introduction, the comparison from Path of Exile 1, Covering Orb has been removed, Alteration Orb has been removed. Chaos Orb, now instead of fully randomizing it, removes a 1 modifier at random and adds another back. We have runes, that is, we just put them into sockets. They don't do anything for crafting. Catalysts, they don't do anything for crafting either. They just add quality, special types of quality towards rings and amulets. Essences are important for crafting, and omens also are. So there are several different kinds of omens. Some of them are, low key. They make your regal orb add prefixes. They make your exalted orb add prefixes. They make your alchemy orb add the maximum amount of prefixes. That sort of, humble stuff. They vary in value, but the most expensive one is like maybe 10 exalted orbs or something, and some are worth less than 1 exalted. Those are not valuable. The really valuable ones are extremely rare, and they really allow you to craft mirror level stuff. For example, they limit what the chaos orb removes. They restrict the chaos orb to remove the lowest modifier instead of randomly. Guys, that's very important, right? Imagine you have 5 very good modifiers and 1 random garbage one like 10 mana, right? And it's going to remove that 10 mana, guaranteed, right? Very valuable. That's the amount of whittling. There are 4 others. They limit the annulment and chaos orb, I think. Let me see. Okay, let's take a look here. I have the omens. Okay, yeah, chaos orb will only remove prefixes. Chaos orb will only remove suffixes, and orb of annulment will only remove prefixes and suffixes. These are all very expensive. They vary, but this one is the most valuable. I think around 40 divine. That was it. The others are varying to 20 to 25 divines, so they can also be used. These are very, very expensive, and I dare say someone that's going to be using those for crafting will have probably no need of this video. I'm just gonna go back here. So anyway, the thing that I want to show you. So for example, guys, wands, right? Let's go for a wand. Wand. So only two kinds of wands can have +5 lightning on them. That's the attuned wand and that's the siphoning wand. Let's go for siphoning. Okay. So the thing is, guys, we have this rather nerdy menu. I shall tell you how to utilize it. So thing is, guys, if we have a normal attuned wand, are we doing attuned wand? It's an attuned wand, right? Or siphoning, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. So the thing is, guys, if I use the augmentation, I believe it was called, sorry for a sec, let me check that, transmutation, sorry, yes, transmutation. So if I use a transmutation orb on a normal siphoning wand, right, there is a 54% chance that I get a prefix, and there is a 46% chance that I get a suffix, right? Even that is weighted. So for example, guys, I have 100 wands and I use the orb on them, right? 54 will receive prefixes and 46 will receive suffixes, right? Even that is not equal. It's not 50-50. And the thing that you want to, concern yourselves about is the weight here, right? And we don't care about these. What we care about is this, right? Plus to the level of lightning skills. So guys, there is the eye level thing. What that means is, in order for that specific affix to appear, the item has to have this item level, right? At the beginning of video, I talked about crafting wands, but I didn't say that they needed to be level 81. So yeah, they need to be level 81, right? Why? You can see it here. If your item is not level 81, you won't be able to receive the +5 lightning skills, right? It gets removed from the pool, right? Same goes for +5 fire, cold, whatever it is, right? So that's why, so for example, and that's why the breach rings have different values. Eye level 79 has different value, 80, 81, 82, they all have different values. Some affixes require certain levels, and the item cannot receive said affix if it doesn't have the item level. So as I said, you have a level 80, item level 80 siphoning wand. There is 0 chance that you receive +5 lightning skills. So how do you go about this? You have a white level 81 siphoning wand, you use an augmentation on it, and the chances of you receiving +5 lightning skills on it is 0.144%. So yeah, 7 in 1,000 approximately. That is very bad. But thing is, guys, of course, you could just use the transmutation. So guys, let's say you do it and you get a prefix. And of course, your chances of getting +5 lightning skills is not gone, right? Because the augmentation, the transmutation, whatever it is, I confuse those names, will be 100% of the time adding a suffix, right? Because magic items can have up to 1 prefix and 1 suffix. So you get a prefix, then you will be getting 100% of the time a suffix. So basically kind of double this number, right? A little above double, but something like that. So 0.3% or so, right? So, and that's about it. So guys, if you approach it normally, there is about a 0.3% chance that you hit +5 lightning skills. And that is extremely low. So how does it pay off, right? Because the wands sell for 10-15 exalted, and 0.3% is mighty low, right? You would have to be selling them at very high prices to make a profit. So how do you make the profit? You use the essences. So essences come in two forms. There is the regular and there is the greater. The regular ones are used to upgrade normal items into magic items. The greater ones are used for upgrading magic items into rare items. So let me go here. Okay, these people, let's disregard them. Let me show you essence, right? So for example, the essence of electricity, guys. What does it do? Take a look. Upgrades a normal item into magic item with 1 lightning modifier. So the thing is, if you use this, your chance of hitting +5 lightning will be much higher than normal. Why? Because it's going to block out. I'm sorry, there is the mic in the way. I did bring the mic close. It's blocking the second monitor. That's why I'm leaning to the side. So guys, take a look at this. And you can see here that CraftofExile provides us also the tags. And if you pay attention, there are only three modifiers that have the lightning tag, right? Increased lightning damage percentage, gain percentage of damage as extra lightning damage, both are prefixes, and the beautiful all lightning skills, right? So everything else is blocked, right? And that is how you make the profit. And because nothing else is allowed, we have to extrapolate these to 100% total, right? So this is 4.7%, this is 3.7%, and this is 2.1%. You add these numbers up, you find something like 10%. That means you have to multiply everything with 10 to find their actual value, because nothing else is allowed, right? Because the essence of lightning essence of electricity does not allow any other modifier to appear, right? So that means we will have something like a 21% chance of hitting lightning skills, and that means we will have approximately a 1.5% chance of hitting +5 lightning, right? That's beautiful. And you could be saying, okay, I'll just do an essence, and if I get a prefix, I'll do another essence. Nope, you won't, because essence only works on normal items, right? After you upgrade to magic, you can't do the essence anymore. What you can do, which will be very expensive and probably not worth it at all, you can do the greater essence of lightning, electricity, that will upgrade it into, and then you will definitely 100% get a plus skill. So guys, for example, I have the ciphering wand, I use the essence of electricity, I get this one, right? A prefix is not allowed anymore, and then I use the greater essence of electricity. That means this is not allowed either, because we already have a prefix, so I'm definitely hitting this. But the problem is, it has also weights inside, right? And my respective value is going to be like 7 or 8%, right? And you're gonna say, wow, 7 or 8% on +5 lightning is very good. The problem is, guys, everyone else is thinking this, and the greater of essence of lightning is expensive. Let me show you. Oops, I don't want to select my hideout. I have greater essence of lightning, electricity. I want divines. Yeah, I mean, it's, as you can see, it's about 0.6 divines, right? So guys, imagine it's worth 0.6 divines, and our success chance is about 7%. So it's gonna cost us like 8-9 divines to hit +5, right? Because we are going to achieve what we want 7% of the time, which means approximately 14 tries are needed. So using 14 of these is gonna cost like 8-9 divine, and the only thing that we will receive at the end is a +5 lightning skills wand, right? Those are not worth that much. They were around 5 divine, I think. So yeah, that strategy does not work. The best strategy is for crafting wands. You get them, you use your essence of lightning on it, essence of electricity. God. You use your essence of electricity on it, and if you miss on the plus skills and hit the lightning ones, you can just do the orb, right? That will definitely give you a suffix now, but of course your chances will be very small, like 0.3%. But of course, you try 300 times, it's gonna work once, right? It's something. And if you get the plus skills but it's not +5, I guess +4s can be valuable at times, but anything below +4 is not going to be valuable. And of course, in the early season, I take it all back, right? I'm talking about, the end game economy. But so that's how it goes. And guys, if you want to calculate, so the essence of electricity was around 15 exalted. I'll tab again. I have exalted orbs. I want essence of electricity. Okay. Oh, wow, it dropped so much. But guys, that means also the prices of the wands have dropped so much, right? This was 1 to 15 when I tried the crafting. So okay, so 1 to 7.5. So guys, let's calculate, right? My chances of using an essence of electricity and hitting +5 lightning skills is around 1.3, 1.4%, right? And if you wanna do it in fractions, 1 in 70 or so, right? So guys, I have 70 wands, right? I have average luck, right? I tried essence of electricity on all of them, and I will end up with 1 +5 lightning spell skills, right? That's what this means. So guys, now of course comes the important question. Well, how much are the things worth, right? I mean, last I checked, they were worth 5 divine. Okay, let me just check it quick. Plus lightning skills 5, and let's say magic, right? Okay. Well, they are still worth 5 divine. Okay, that doesn't change. Oh, that's very interesting. Because guys, the thing is, when I tried this, they were 5 divine, but the essences were worth 15 exalted. Now the essences are worth 7.5, and they are still worth 5. So, that means season of crafting is on. But of course, the economy is very dead, right? We have 1 day until or 1.5 days, or maybe 2 days. Yeah, 2 days is actually more great. So we have 2 days until the season. So there is that. But if they were selling, this would be a very profitable moment, guys. So guys, let's do a cost thingy. I'm sorry, I lack the editing skills that make the numbers appear on your screen, but I am going to do the calculations by myself, and you can follow them. So let's say, guys, we buy 70 wands, right? Because 70 is the magic number for us. We buy 70 wands for 10 exalted each. We pay 700 exalted for the wands, right? Then we buy 70 essences, and at this point they cost around 500 exalted, right? So I pay 1,200 exalted orbs, right? 700 for the wands and 500 for the essences. 1,200 is my total cost. And thing is, I'm going to end up with a +5 wand, right? And of course there will be other noticeable stuff, right? Because guys, what else? So for example, I use the essence and I get a prefix, then I will be able to use orb to knock an suffix on it, right? And very rarely that suffix will be +5 again, right? And also that doesn't mean +4s are garbage, right? So for the sake of this argument, I'm just assuming the money is in +5s, but there would be other stuff that happens, right? So for example, guys, you get a prefix, you roll, and you get a +4 all spell schools, right? That's also going to be valuable. Anyway, let's just, for the sake of argument, assume that 700 for the wands, 500 for the essences, right? I'm just rounding up for simplicity of calculation. 1,200 exalted is our cost, and they sell for 5 divines each. And guys, that means divines were above 400 exalted last I checked. Yeah, they lost a little bit. So let's say 400. So guys, the return is 2,000. Even with all the rounding I've done, 1,200 versus 2,000. That's mighty profitable. And thing is, wand is a thing that does not vary, right? I mean, it goes up to 15 at most, but most of the time you'll be able to find infinitely many that you can buy at 10 each, right? Because, I have been selling them all season, right? In the best days, I was able to sell for 15, rarely for 12, and most of the time just at 10 each, right? I had 30, I would sell them for 300, and so on, right? So from experience, I can tell you that you will be able to buy the wands at 10 each, right? And so guys, the essence price will vary. So for example, guys, let's do my example, right? So if the essences cost 15, right? If the essences cost 15, our cost will be doubled, and we will be paying 1,000 exalted for the essences. Then 700 for the wands, that adds the 1,700, and we are still making 2,000 exalted out of this, right? And so still profitable, but of course not very nice, right? I mean, about 20%. When it's 1,200, the profit is like 75% or something, 65% or something. Very mighty profitable, right? So you have to keep an eye on the fluctuations. And of course, if you can buy the ones for cheaper, for example, right, that's gonna also help up. So that if you have been noticing this pattern all season, that's why, right? It's profitable. You just do the +5 magic wands and don't even go further. You can go further, of course, and there is another method to take it further. If you use this one, right, the greater version of this one, so Essence of Haste, normal item with magic wand with speed modifier, right, and the greater will be magic with a rare with one speed modifier. So what does that do? What that does is, guys, if you take a look here, there is only one modifier for speed if you pay attention, right? That one. So guys, thing is, if you get a +5 lightning spell skills wand, right, a magic wand, and if you use a greater essence of haste, you are 100% getting cast speed on it. Nothing else, because nothing exists, right? There is nothing here that has the speed tag, as you can see. So for example, guys, if you try the caster tag, you could get added skill levels, right? What else? You could get crit chance for spells. You could get crit damage, right? You don't want those because the most valuable thing is the cast speed. So if you use, so that is the point I want to impress upon you, right? Proper use of essences makes a difference. So if you just use a caster essence, right? Is there a caster essence? So if you use anyway the wrong essence, right, you could end up with something wrong. But if you use the essence of speed, the essence of greater essence of haste, there is 100% you are going to hit the cast speed. And guys, on a +5 wand, the cast speed is a very desired and valuable modifier. So you would be making more money. So you would be adding more value to your wand than the cost of the greater essence of haste, right? That's why those are expensive. The essence of lightning and the essence of haste, right? Those are the valuable essences you might have noticed. So that's why they are that way. So I think that's enough for wand crafting. The proper method is you buy eye level 81 siphoning and attuned wands, right? You do the lightning essence on them, the essence of electricity, and you want to hit the +5. If you don't, you just use the other, the augmentation or transmutation or whatever it is to hit the thing, right? And thing is, guys, this assumes that only the +5 is valuable. And that will not be correct, right? The +4 lightning skills might be valuable. The +4 all skills you will be hitting will be valuable. And thing is, you will be hitting the lottery once, every once and then. And once in about 300 wands, you will be hitting the +5 just from the transmutation, right? Because the thing is, imagine you do the prefix, right? And then you use the augmentation on it, right? And the augmentation will have a low chance to hit +5, right? And that will be adding hugely to your profit, right? Because something we assumed at 0 value will have 5 divines, right? So there is that. So one final thing, guys, without the crafting without essences. So how does it go? So for example, let me go for scepter. Okay, stoic scepter, doesn't really matter. So scepters with minion skills are very valuable. So let's take a look at +5 minion skills, guys. As you can see, again, +5 requires eye level 81. They will not be able to appear on items that are not level 81, so don't even bother. But let's say you got a scepter and you want to try your luck on it. And as you can see, your luck is not very great, 0.125. You can basically double it, 0.125%. You can basically double it because, you know, we can force a suffix on the item, we do the transmutation, we get a prefix, then we do the augmentation to get the suffix. So it is 0.25%, so, you know, 1 in 400, right? So if you want to hit a +5 minion skill scepter, your chance is 1 in 400, and there are of course no essences to help with that. There are no minion essences, so you know, you get a scepter. For example, guys, let's say you got lucky and you got allies in your presence deal increased damage magic scepter, right, on the highest tier, right, 105 to 190%. This is, so guys, you combine this with +5 minion skills, that's gonna be high 2-digit divines already, right? I mean, if you hit some spirit on it, hundreds of divines. So, you know, this is unlikely, but let's say you found a magic scepter with, you know, this tier of allies in your presence. So you would want to do an augmentation on it to hit the +5, and your chances will be 1 in 400, right? You try this on scepters, and once every 400 tries, you will be hitting the +5. So quite unlikely. Maybe, you know, that makes it not worth to pick them up, because also hitting a very nice one with this prefix is not very likely. You could just hit +5 already, but yeah, so maybe not worth it. So that's about it for crafting, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next video as usual. Bye bye.